Hey, my scrappy friends. So, I thought that for this episode of 12 Days of Spring for SNL, I would do a little intro with FaceTime. Anyway, it's been a while since I've shown my face, and I actually have a little bit of a tan. Maybe not anymore. Anyway, so hello from Hawaii. So today, for the third day of the 12 Days of Spring, I'm going to bring you guys a product that I like to use with a few different techniques that you can use it with that you might have in your house that you might not think about using. It's a product that I've used quite a few times in some videos, and I've had a couple of people ask about it, and I think it's something a little bit different that you might not think of a way to use it. And the reason that I started using it is when I first started scrapping, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to do like mixed media, and so I was trying to look around my house and figure out, well, what do I have that I can use on a page? Now, with this thought process, I will give a little disclaimer. This is not archival safe whatsoever. So if you have any qualms about adding stuff to your projects or layouts that you don't want a picture to get ruined or anything like that, I would not suggest using this. But it is something that is really fun, and if you don't mind, it's something to think about giving it a shot. If you have it. If you don't have it, don't go and buy it because it's not like the cheapest product. But anyway, with that said, I'll show you the box. I love to make cupcakes. I don't know if many of you know that or not, but I like to bake mostly like cupcakes and stuff. And so I bought a couple of these over the years of the food coloring dyes, and I like the gels because the colors are very, very vibrant and it lasts a long time. I mean, these things last forever, and the color is much better than in the liquid. So, which you could probably use liquid once too. I will say that. You're not going to have the color variations. This is just the regular color kit, and this is just Wilton, so you can go in like the cake baking section. There we go. And you can find, that's where I got them. You could also go on their website and find tons of stuff like this because they probably have even more color. Oh, I know they have more colors. But, so these are the colors that are on here, or like in this box. I don't have all of these, and actually this is the box that I keep in my kitchen. So these ones, I'm not going to use in my scrapping, just because if I use it with food, you could have that cross-contamination. I do have a shelf there, so I'm not reaching over. Anyway, I was just trying to get out of the way. But I do have a few colors that I will be showing you guys, just kind of how they look and some ways that you can use them. Obviously, I started out by just using these as watercolor. All I did was take an old egg carton thing and I stuck the colors up like in the top. And then I would mix water in it down like in the bottom, and I would like mix colors and stuff. So that's kind of what I did to try to get the different colors that I wanted to use. And I did this when I first started, and I really haven't had to add a whole lot of extra color. With that said, I also, from time to time, will put them in a paint palette too. And the thing I like about these, because it's a gel, it lasts. So you can use it, and then all you need to do is just add a little bit of extra water to it. I'll show you. I am going to be like doing a down shot too, so you're not going to see my pretty face the whole time. But all you have to do is just add extra water to it, and it pretty much goes right back to using it, and all you have to do is just you know, you can paint with it. Now, I will say that the life on the paper for it, the blending time is, you have to work pretty quick. Like, you've seen what I did. I had to add a little bit extra water into my paint, and that's how it came out. So, if I left that for a little bit longer to blend the colors together, it wouldn't work. So I will say that. But I love the color that it gives, and it looks like watercolor. Now, with that said, it stains. Like, I just touched it, and as you can see pink on my finger. But I don't mind getting a little dirty when I'm doing my mixed media. So I'll show you a couple of things I did the other day when I was working on some like Project Life type stuff, because I'm starting Project Life. So I used just acrylic paint, and then I colored them in with it. These ones, I thought that they were a little, like the yellow I didn't add enough water to it. So because of that, it is a little sticky. But other than that, I really haven't found that too much. I usually add much. So, like, I mean, you can see the colors. And this is just, like, right over top of other paint. And so, like, I did this one. And so the colors are really, really vibrant and really bright. And that's one thing I really like about that, using this as opposed to using just regular, like, watercolors. These ones, this pack I got first, and I really like these because of the light. Like, you don't need much, and you can mix your own colors. The only thing is these colors aren't very bright. They're really dark, and so I love that bright. I like to get the bright colors. So I was a little disappointed in that. And then I also did pick up, because I wanted the brighter colors, a pack of just these. I don't know, this was like $10 or something. I don't have Michael's or whatever, so I couldn't go and get their cheapo set, but I got the St. Simon Says stamp. And so, and I mean, yes, you get the variety, but the thing that and I'll just show you real quick about it, that I found. So let me find the pink. This is kind of pink. Okay, so one of the things that I found with the regular watercolors that you get is that the color, I mean, it still has a decent color, but it eats up the paper more. I don't know if you can see that. Like, I didn't add anything to this, and this is just regular cardstock. It's not like, it's not even nice cardstock, it's cheap. But, I mean, if you can see it, it kind of like eats it up really quick, where this, because I don't know what's in it, I can't tell you that, but whatever is in it really kind of puts a coating on the paper, so it doesn't, I mean, it does seep through, so, I mean, you can see it's warped, but it doesn't eat the paper away as much, and it doesn't have a chalky, like, color to it, where, like, sometimes with these ones, they get a little chalky. So, and I know, like, Amy Tan, she just had a video the other day, and she was showing with her white, and the white was actually coming off because of the chalk stuff in it. So, I don't know. I do all this work to do, and I wouldn't want my paint coming off. So, with that said, I will stop talking face-to-face, and I'll show you some ways that you can use these, and I'll show you just how easy it is. I know this is like a simple test, like, you know, thing, but I thought it would be really fun to show you guys something that I like to do and ways that you can use it. So, like, you know, I mean, you don't have to go out and just buy, you know, crazy stuff. You can just use something that you have in your cupboard. I mean, if you used it and it's almost dried up, I mean, all you got to do is add water to it and bam, watercolor. So, and I know at SNL, we're all about using, you know, stash and trying to use things in an unconventional way. And so thought it would be fun. Plus, all the bright colors remind me of springtime. So I hope you guys are having a great spring. I hope your weather is starting to get nice. It's starting to get hot here. Like, I almost need my AC on. That's what I'm digging the tank top right now. But anyway, I just really wanted to give you something cool to try. Anyway.
Hey guys! So I want to show you a few things that you can do and use with with the gels. So I have not been having good luck with taping tonight. Apparently my thing wants to cut out. So let's see if I can get this done. No, I really want to show you guys this because I'm really excited about just how fun this is, and this is so fun to just play around with. So, and I find myself coming back to these over and over and over again. Even though I have nice paints and stuff, I just really love the colors that it gives. I will say there is a learning curve to it. If you hear, this has too much gel and not enough water. And so it gets really sticky and it's going to mark up, I don't know if you can see that, but it will mark up your page, and that is not fun. So there is a little learning curve. Blending is a little bit difficult. I don't know if you can see here. If you add too much water without having a gesso, your paper is going to start coming up. So this piece right here has clear gesso on it. And I blended, orange to a yellow to like a golden yellow. I should have did it opposite, but I didn't think about that when I was just doing it. So I was trying to show you guys all this stuff, but it just wasn't working tonight. But so this has a clear gesso, and I find that it's still just as vibrant as when I don't have, so this doesn't have gesso, this doesn't have gesso on it. So, and these are still really, really vibrant. You just don't want to use too much water because it is going to, especially if your paper is crappy, it's going to pull up your paper. So I will say that. But if you're doing something small, it's really nice to not have to use gesso in my mind. I love the look that it gives with multimedia matte. With the blue, it almost looks like ocean, and that would be like really cool, like behind a photo or something. I haven't really done that yet, but I do love the way that it looks. Now, if you add matte medium to a swatch like this that I already did, it is going to lift up the color a little bit, and you can see where I scraped it a little. I don't think it's going to do it anymore, but you're going to it's going to pull up some of the dye or the pigments, and then it'll move around. So this has a little bit of matte on it, but you can hardly see it. But I love with texture paste. So this is one of the fun things that I like to do. Sometimes just a plain texture color or like this white texture paste is nice, but a lot of times I like to add color to my texture paper or my texture paste. And I hate when I add something to it and it, makes my texture paste like really liquidy, because then it doesn't hold its shape in the stencil. So I like that I don't need much of this gel, and when I mean you don't need much, you don't. I mean, you can scrape, you can scrape it right off from the top pretty much at the beginning, and just, add it to your texture paste. I will say you do want to be careful not to get texture paste in the gel, or not get the gel in the texture paste, because it is going to muck up your texture paste. So you do have to be careful with that. But that's a given with any time you add color to texture paste. So, but I really like how vibrant, this is like very, very vibrant. And if I had used a regular acrylic paint, or even like the other watercolor paints or the sprays, which I really hate to use because, one, you don't see the mica, and I like to use a mica, and you don't see that in there anyway. So it just adds all this liquid and your texture paste is like going all over. So it's really nice, especially if you're going to use it on like a stencil that is really got a lot of detail. So I did this the other day. I decided to start doing Project Life, and so I made a card that had, hopefully there's not much of a glare, with some multimedia matte, and I added some of the pink gel to it, and I used this Wilna stencil that I have, and as you can see, because it's the matte medium, it kind of went underneath a little bit, though I don't mind, but I really like the look of it. So if I had used texture paste, it definitely would have stayed where I needed it to stay, but I was looking more for like that transparent look. I mean, and it looks really, really nice. And you still can't see it on the back. So that's nice because these are strong pigments. I mean, and that is one thing, you don't want it going through to the other side. My dog is having a bad dream. So that is one thing that I really like to do with it, is add it to my texture paste. It works really, really nice for if you want to write like words or something, or color something in real detail, like with a stamp. This I just did with this stamp and some black ink, a pigment ink, and I let it sit before I did it. I will say, if you let the color sit for too long, like this pink, I didn't let sit for it sat for a while before I added the purple, and it didn't blend in as well. So there is that learning curve. But I think with any watercolor or any stuff like that, you do have that anyway, of how long you can let something sit before it blends. So, I mean, like if I added water now to like this, it is going to pick it up a little bit, but it's not, you know, you can see it still, you can see clearly where the spot was. So you're not going to be able to come back to it. Like with some watercolors, you can come back to it. You're not going to be able to come back. But that works really, really well when you put it in water for a spray. So this has a spray, and I was trying to show something, and then my video cut out last time. So, one thing that I don't like about sprays, especially like the Lindy Stamp Gang and some of the other sprays, even if you let it sit, later on you go and you add water to it, it's going to lift a lot of the color up. This is going to sit there, and it's going to, I mean, yes, if I sprayed this right now with water, a lot of it would come off, but a lot more of it is going to sit there. So I really like that, because if you're doing a lot of like mixed media art journaling stuff, there are some times where you don't want your sprays to go anywhere. You want it to stay. So, you know, for me, I kind of like that. I mean, yeah, it is going to move around a little bit. I mean, you can see it, you know, it does move around a little. But the color is going to be much more permanent. So if I go back to it another day, it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm losing everything over here, apparently. So I like to use it in my egg carton and then move it to here. The one nice thing about this is that I can let these sit and just come back and add water to them and rehydrate them, and they're going to last. So, I mean, I've had this for almost a year now. So, I mean, that's how long that these gels are going to last. All you have to do is just add water. If you live in a place that is really humid, like here, I try to keep it somewhere dry so that it doesn't, or that like leave it open. Like this is why I like the water palettes, because or the color palettes. I can leave it here and leave it out, and I don't have to worry about it getting too much moisture in it. So I think that is a lot of what you can do with this in a nutshell. So I know this was pretty quick and you didn't really get to see me do anything because my video is not working right today. But if you stay tuned to my channel, you will definitely see me use these in different ways along with other mixed media products. But just really, and I know I said this and I'm going to beat it down like a horse, I really just love the color that it gives. So where some of the watercolors have more of a chalkier look, these are, you know, I can make them bright or I can make them subtle. So I really like that. I really like that I can control it a little bit more that way, the color wise. So, and you know, this time of the year, spring, we want bright colors. We want these bright colors because we're thinking about spring. We're thinking about more sun and flowers and everything. So yeah. So this is the perfect time to do this tutorial. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer as best as I can. Again, these are not archival safe, so if you are at all worried about that kind of stuff, just don't use it. You know, I mean, I use them because I had them, and now I just like the color that I get. So, you know, they're laying around, and I don't really use them for much of anything else. I have some doubles of these that I have in my cupboard that I do use in cupcakes, but really, I don't use most of these, so they would just end up drying out anyway. So I might as well use them on fun stuff, right? So look out on the Facebook page for the other ladies' videos. I know Cindy and Carol both did some pocket letter things, which are really, really fun and cool right now. So check their videos out. And all the rest of the ladies are going to be doing some videos for spring. So look out for those. I will have another one. And on Saturday, me and Megan are going to be using 6x6 pads for our Saturday stash dive. So look out for that video. And thank you guys for joining me. And I will see you next time. Bye.